In this video, we are going to rate Kaizer Chiefs' new signing. Who's been the best? Who has been the worst? Hello and welcome to Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Amakosi Football Club. Let's start with our two strikers, Ranga Chibabiro and Jason Gonzalez. They have been unfortunate because both of the players were signed as number 9s, but the system requires them to play as false 9s. And because of that, you'll find that Gonzalez drops into midfield to collect the ball, passes the ball wide, runs into the box, and by the time he gets to the box, he misses chances. Same thing with Ranga, and then people are saying those are cows. I think these two players can really be good for us, but they are victims of the system because right now they look like they are not good players at all. While we were watching Ranga performing 4 Gallants last season, scoring goals for them, I know someone will say, oh, but he was playing for Gallants, it's different when you're playing for Chiefs. But this person was also playing in the CAF Confederations Cup, which means it's something that's even bigger than what Chiefs were doing last season. So there was higher pressure, yet he was still performing. So what are you on about? It's the team that's not conducive to the players, and because of that, their potential has been heavily limited by how they are set up in the team, and right now their rating would be 5 for each player. Next up is Teboho Potsane. His situation has been weird, right? Because he played, and in one of the games he came on against Sundowns, gave an assist to Dupria, and then that combination of him, Dupria and Modi, seemed like it was kind of working. Potsane gets injured, he gets dropped. I once again don't understand what's going on because I don't know what is happening in the team. For some players, you feel like when they're underperforming, they get dropped. But for some players, even when they are performing, they get dropped. Take, for example, Riff Frostlight right back. He was performing, but then he got dropped in favor of Kunika. Now, Potsane was a regular starter, but then he got dropped in favor of Sile. Yes, Sile has been playing well, but he plays much better in the second half. So why not just keep playing Potsane and bring on Sile in the second half? So once again, another player that it could have been so great for us, but since he's not been utilized properly, you are not seeing much of him. But whenever that he has played, you have seen that, okay, this can be a good player for us. So Potsane gets a 6. Pulemodi, preseason we saw some of the things, and then when the season started, it didn't look good. Then he comes back, he scores against Amazulu, he scores against Stellenbosch, and then his form goes away again. You're like, what is happening, Pule? How is he positioned? Where was he playing at Arrows? Because that's another thing that we have to look at before we call players cows. At Arrows, he was staying wide, dribbling past people when he gets the ball. At Chiefs, he's being inverted and he's not able to do the things that he was doing at Arrows. He has got some goals for us. He's a good player. So for him, I'll give him a 7. Please do make sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. All of the things that I've counted help me to reach more people like you, and also to grow this channel. Duduzi Mtanzane, who started the season well, and we're like, okay, Mtanzane, he came in and then he performed okay, but then the form went down again. With him, personally, I believe that it's because of how the midfield is set up. He's playing as a number 10 at Kaizer Chiefs, but in that midfield, you find that he's playing as a 10, but then the number 8 or the number 6 at that time, which was Castillo, goes wide to give us width. So at the end of the day, it ends up being him and Matt, but the spaces between them were so huge that whenever Mtanzane got the ball, he doesn't have clear options of people that he should be passing, because even the people, the wingers who are supposed to be giving us width, they are actually now inverted and much closer to him and marked. So when he gets the ball, he looked like he doesn't know what to do with it. And why is that? It comes down to the setup of the team. And I know that the theme of the video is becoming like, oh, the team is not set up properly. Exactly. The team is not set up properly. So even the players that we're bringing in that could give us something are not giving us anything. But I will say though that as much as the system is not set up well for Mtanzane, I think something is getting to him, the pressure of the team not winning. Because now, even the simple things that he's supposed to be doing, he hasn't done. And now he's back sitting in the bench. He's also one of those players who are going to get a 5. Aston Castillo has been brilliant for us. Like, he has scored really important goals for us in the MTN 8, against Sundowns. We're like, wow, this guy is really good for us. But then again comes the system. He's playing as a box-to-box midfielder. Initially was a 6 in a double pivot, but not really. They are not making him a box-to-box midfielder. They are making him like a winger to box midfielder, because he starts wide and then he drifts and runs into the box. And I'm like, If you're gonna play him as an 8, and that's what Nsegi said about him, then stop with this nonsense of asking him to drift wide, because it disappears in the game. He's actually a really, really good player, and I would confidently say, as a player for what he has done, I will give him an 8. If you give Castillo the things that he needs, like position him correctly, then you are going to get a lot of 10 out of 10 performances from that guy. We go to another. Number 6 was signed. This signing is the one that made me happy the most out of all the signings, and that is Sibongiseni Mthethwa. He has only played 2 games, so it wouldn't be fair for me to say 10 out of 10 after just playing 2 games, while the other players have been there since day one. So I won't rate Mthethwa in this video. I will go, however, to the defense, and I will start with giving him Simango, because the situation of giving him Simango is interesting. Why is that? Because he comes to Chiefs, he's been solid for TS Galaxy, not making mistakes like giving away goals like he did when we were playing against TS Galaxy, or doing what he did against SuperSport United, giving the ball away, and we end up conceding, making some mistakes against before he was dropped against Sekhukhune. He had made some mistakes in the game, yes, Sundowns, but they were rectified, so they were not a big deal. So he gets dropped, and now Njabulo Ngcobo is coming to that position, and it seems like he's doing really well, and it's going to be difficult for the coach to drop him, because he clearly sees that he's currently performing, and Msimango is now just sitting on the bench. I said this about Tanzania. I think the pressure and knowing and the confidence is very low in our players, that even the players who are decent, that we know are decent, are now not looking good. So for the first part of the season, Msimango was solid, but lately he's not been himself, and because of that, he has dropped from a player who was a 9 to being a 7, which takes us to his partner Uthato Yaone Titlokwe, who got an injury scare in one of the games. I was like, oh no, we can't lose a player this early in the season, but he's back now, and it's been, I think, out of all the signings, man, I think it's been the most consistent, because you can't even look and say, where has Titlokwe actually made a mistake? Because yes, Mthethwa has played and has made some mistakes. Someone said, hey, you hate Mthethwa. I'm like, dude, if you knew that I've been calling for Mthethwa to sign for Chiefs all along, you wouldn't be saying that. But of all the signings that we've had, you've seen Castillo making wrong passes or not being that effective, Bomtanzane getting dropped, Ranga, and everyone else making mistakes, including Msimango, the defensive partner of Titlokwe. But Titlokwe has, I don't remember any time where he's put his foot wrong. And so far, actually, it just so happens that as the last person that I'm rating, he's been the one who has been a 9 out of 10 out of all the signings. Give me your own ratings down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelo Moy.